going on? What's going on, YouTube? Black Widow trailer just dropped. Welcome to WeSibs, West Coast, East Coast siblings, where we break down your favorite movies and TV shows. Just got a brand new Black Widow trailer. We got a lot to break down. There's a confirmed release date now. We know the structure of how it's going to come out, being on both Disney Plus and like their premiere access, so you have to buy it, as well as in theaters. So we're going to get it in July. There are a couple of new things that we can get from the trailer as far as storyline goes. So before we dive into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so that you don't miss. And let's dive right into it. So we get a ton of new footage, starting off with a voiceover from Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. And again, we're not too sure where she's coming from or where she's speaking from, because she seems to be knowledgeable and aware of the things that happen in Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War after the events of her death, but she's kind of like almost narrating her own origin story. So as we know about this movie already, this is going to serve as kind of an origin story. It's the solo movie that Black Widow has always deserved, but never really got. But it's twofold, because in addition to establishing Black Widow's origin story, it's also introducing our new Black Widow. Also, feel free to hit me with any questions you have in the comments down below as we kind of break down this trailer. So, Yelena, she is Black Widow's sister, and they will be establishing her as the new Black Widow. So she's going to be representing that Black Widow name in the Avengers movies going forward. And so that's like the biggest thing that we can get. But we also get a little bit of dialogue in which an unnamed character, I think it's Thaddeus. No. It can't be Ross. Somebody's talking to Taskmaster, and you see him whispering behind him saying, "Bring her home." So that kind of gives us some insight into the story of this particular movie, being that they are trying to recapture Black Widow and bring her home. In other words, reconnect her with her original training and her sisters in the Black Widow program. And that's something that she is running away from. Except in the end of the trailer, she says exactly that she's no longer running away. So I don't know if this movie is going to deal with kind of a narration the entire time of Black Widow, kind of post Avengers Endgame, talking about her origin story. But I don't think that would really be necessary, but we'll have to wait and see for that. I'm just scrubbing through the trailer right now. We see all the footage of her getting thrown off. Now there's this young widow with the blue hair, and I think that's definitely, I would say that's Scarlett Johansson's. That's Natasha, I would assume. The actress is confirmed as playing young Natasha. Yeah, absolutely. So that is confirmed to be her. The young girl with the blue hair is Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, in her early training days with Yelena, training for the Black Widow program. So the trailer talks about seeing into her world. So obviously we get a lot of origin. Taskmaster looks awesome. We get some new footage of him kind of going after her. He's obviously been tasked with bringing in Black Widow in particular. But all of this, remember, guys, this is all happening before the events of Avengers. This is an origin story. It's in the past. So the next time that we see any kind of Black Widow characters, it's probably going to be Yelena coming back, not coming back, but like into the fold of the Avengers, getting in contact with some of those people. Now, what characters she's going to use to get into that whole Avengers world, I don't know any connections that she would have, being connected to no one basically that we know from the Avengers, from the MCU right now. They'll probably establish her with some connections, probably get her caught up or connected with SHIELD at the time, because as of the film, not as of the filming, but the time period that this movie takes place will be when SHIELD is around, Hydra, all of those things, because again, it is in the past. So guys, it's going, as far as the release date, it's going to be here July 9th. So early July, it's a couple months out. And it's going to be premiere access for Disney Plus as well as in theaters. So just like Godzilla versus King Kong. And you know, it's interesting that they released this trailer. I think Disney was waiting to see. It can't be a coincidence that just about a week or so after the Godzilla versus King Kong movie did a dual release in theaters and also on HBO Max, that Disney, and it was pretty well received, that Disney is now saying, okay, this seems like a workable method. We're going to do this as well. Things like Milan had very limited release. Raya and the Last Dragon was in theaters as well as Disney Premiere Access. So it's not the first time that they've done it, but you can tell that they were treating Black Widow very differently. They didn't want to put it out in the same way as they did with Mulan and Raya and the Last Dragon, because it's a huge movie and they spent a lot of money on it and they want to get it in front of as many people as possible. Now, personally, I've never agreed with the whole Premiere Access. You know, you're already paying for access to the platform and then to pay an additional $30 in order to watch those movies. I've liked HBO's format, but then again, that being said, HBO is more expensive than Disney Plus. So they're already making a lot more money off of subscriptions right off the bat than Disney is. So they're charging a little extra, and you figure, a household of 4 or 5 people, for $30, that's a bargain, considering if you go to the movies, you're paying about $15 a ticket anyway. So for 2 people, you're already at that $30 mark. So I will probably be seeing it in the movie theaters July 9th. I'm not going to bother with the Premiere Access thing. When HBO Max put out Godzilla versus King Kong, I did want to see it in theaters, but because I was covering it and it came out at 3 o'clock in the morning, no movie theaters were open at the time. But yeah, so this movie looks good. It's going to deal with Natasha's origin. It's also going to kind of close her character out, even though it's in the past, and it's going to establish Yelena as the new Black Widow, and we will probably see her next in more Avengers movies. I love the tone and feel of it. It's very similar to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you don't know, that episode just came out. They come out on Fridays. We did episodes on those too. But yeah, it looks to be a pretty good movie. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll see about the reaction to this trailer in general. I think it was probably the best trailer yet. So definitely stay tuned. Keep it locked here. We got Snyder Cut stuff going on, Godzilla versus Kong. We're collaborating with our sister channel, La Quente Ledger, and we're always taking suggestions. If you got TV shows and movies that you want to see us cover, be sure to hit us up there. So thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. Just wanted to hop on, give you my initial thoughts to this. If deeper things are revealed in this trailer as time goes on, then I will be on that as well. So, keep it locked here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.